seen the trailer, this war, this escalated 87-hour war was a trailer where Pakistan responded it's another story how we responded in multi-domain warfare. It was just a trailer. There's going to be a film. This is a Bollywood film that was running. So when I say words were weaponized, they shrunk the narrative actively for peace, aligned with their media. Mainstream channels had, had Delhi now already made Lahore, not just by pollution or smog, the two are the most, Lahore and Delhi are the two most polluted cities in the world. Instead of talking about it or taking joint action, no, this is what they're talking about. That, Karachi port is already over, the map of Pakistan had been erased on mainstream channels. I'm not talking of fringe outlets, which again then limited the space for people who talk on track 2, track 1.5 to speak to us credibly. They became more xenophobic than anyone else. And what we're seeing now, once the fog of war settled, we're seeing the Prime Minister of India, unfortunately, locking himself and his cabinet into a commitment trap. That commitment trap is that he promised much more. There was almost Pakistan's annihilation promised during the war. This is dangerous. Pakistan only responded with measured proportionality, responded only on military targets, only when provoked, and only after days of a serious bombing, as Minister Malik said, on civilian targets, which is against all rules. But I mean, this is not an India that complies by rules. It is glamorizing war constantly, and it is taking all conflict in a world that is now, look, we are already in a world where there are more conflicts than any since the Second World War. But for two nuclear countries with no buffer, and any chance of a misadventure occurring at any point, you'll have 20 million people impacted immediately, and within days, there'll be a nuclear winter that nobody has seen before. This is a crowded region. This is a region that will not be able to contain, because Pakistan will have to respond. We have, by Article 51, the right to respond, according to the UN Charter. We believe in laws. We want to be governed by laws, but we would like our belligerent, identity politics driven neighbor to do the same. The two countries have changed, and I know you're going to come up with, I'm going to wind up now, but there's always a conversation that India has about terror. I'm going to bring up the T word. We will bring up the K word also, which is Kashmir. But the point here is, because that's important to us, that's the core dispute that is roiling, that is unsettled between the countries. And it's got to be addressed. It's got to be multilaterally addressed. But India doesn't want multilateralism. It sneers at bilateralism while saying it wants to do so. And it's also at no point willing to acknowledge that it needs to grow up and have a third-party mediator in the room. And that's what the United States did. So we thank the United States and the President and the Secretary of State for intervening at this level of escalating crisis. So I think this is where we stand today. It's a high-risk threshold, which is being kept completely on the boil. And you cannot assume the ceasefire is automatically leading to stability or peace. It's not.